my name is Miriam.
My name is Trina. And we're part of the ECD Afrocentric course at NSCC Anchorley campus. We're here interviewing Trina, and we're just asking questions about her background and journey with her ECE. Miss Trina, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yep. My name is Trina Fraser. I'm the Executive Director of the East Preston Early Learning Centers. I've been at the East Preston Early Learning Center for 28 years this year. I've been Executive Director probably for about 18 years. And I started my journey in the center as an early childhood educator in the classroom. That's who I am.
So for our project, we're going to ask Miss Trina a few questions, and Darissa can start.
So, what inspired you to become an ECE?
I honestly became an early childhood educator because of my second child. My daughter, she was born with a capillary hemangioma, and being her mom, I felt, okay, it was a lot of work and I needed to learn things. But then when I learned things, I thought, wow, how many other mothers are out there that may have a child with this condition that could use my help or that I could share with them. So that's really, truly how I started my journey. And my focus really was on supporting families and children with special needs.
That was really good. I really like that answer. That's actually really beautiful. So for our second question, can you tell us about your journey into ECE as a Black woman yourself?
So, I went to St. Joseph's College, which is now called NSC ECE. And when I went to St. Joe's, it was only myself and another young lady from my community. Her and I traveled back and forth together. We were the only two Black people in our class. It was a difficult situation at times. There were times that we did feel discriminated against. There were times that we didn't feel heard. And I think the biggest thing that I hold on to, there was nobody in the front of the classroom who looked like me. There was nobody that allowed me to share my experiences as a Black woman growing up in a Black community. And I look at the way things are now today, and it's like, wow, we've evolved.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that is so true.
Is there a moment early on in your career that confirmed this was the right path for you?
I think my very first class, I had 8 children in my class. And when I started to hear them say, we're having fun and I love this, and I'd see them in the mall and they'd come running and hug me, I thought, okay, I like this. And to this day, that very first group of children I had are now men and women. And when they see me, they run to me and hug me. So that was the moment.
So now we're going to ask you some questions on your teaching, philosophy, and practice. The first question is, how would you describe your teaching philosophy?
So I did an assignment in college years ago, and part of that assignment was I had to create my philosophy. And my philosophy was created with a lot of it being around the world or the way of special needs and developmentally appropriate practice kind of thing. So within my classroom, I put that philosophy there constantly, and I believe that all children should be treated equally, even when it comes to different ways of learning. So it was up to me to create a classroom that made it fun for all of those children, in a sense of knowing that, hey, something that one child might be good at, another one may struggle, and I had to put it in place that we didn't see those struggles. And I hope that even as a teacher within the classroom of teaching adults, I hope those adults see that I try to make my learning and teaching fun. I'll never give somebody an assignment and expect them to struggle to do it. I always try to modify to ensure that everybody is having the same experience. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, and I noticed that really correlates with what we're learning in class these days.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Our second question about philosophy would be, what does creating a safe and nurturing classroom look like to you, Ms. Trina?
I think for me, and if I could say so, I would hope that anything and everything I do in the classroom reflects being kind and caring and nurturing and ensuring that I recognize that not all of us come from the same background, not all of us have the same experiences, but making sure that I put that into the classroom, whether I'm with children or if I'm with adults. So ensuring that when you walk into that room, you see a piece of you. So that can be done by pictures on the wall. That can be done by sharing experiences of what it was like growing up as a child in our communities. And I think the way the early childhood world is today, when we look at the pyramid approach, we see that we're being taught and led in a direction where we include things in our classroom to make it safe. I mean, you all can say within your classroom at the college, it's more of a family sitting than like a training institution.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you incorporate culture and identity into early childhood education?
Wow, I like that question. I think you all are blessed to be where you are today in the Afrocentric ECE cohort. For myself, back in the day when I first started, I think it was most important to identify the people in our community. So allowing the children to see, like, who are the important people in the community. Letting the children see, no matter who they are, what color their skin is, let them see people like them. And for us back in the day, it was like, I remember Miss Connie Glasgow White. She was one of the first Black teachers in our community. So even for me to see that, to know, oh, that Black woman that I seen growing up, she became a teacher. I want to do the same thing. But letting the children see it, bringing it into your classroom. So whether they're from an African Nova Scotian community, whether they're from the Ukraine or China, bringing it in, talking to the parents, asking the parents, like, what ideas would you let me or suggest for me to bring into my classroom? So just being very open and having fun with it, especially food. Like, I mean, I love food. And when there's people in my class that come from different places, like, hey, can I bring your mom in? Can she make some Jamaican patties or different foods like that? So incorporating that into your practice.
So to conclude our little session, I'll ask our final question. Is there anything you, Ms. Trina, wish that people better understood about early childhood educators?
I think the biggest thing that has been a topic for many years in regards to us as early childhood educators is that we're not seen as professionals. When society learns and sees what it's required of us to study, to learn, and then to put that into a classroom, to put that into a space where we have young children, I think that's when things will change. So I think my only answer to all that is like helping society see that we are professionals. And I think too, even we have to learn to respect ourselves as those professionals, and like not to say, oh, I'm just a daycare teacher, but to understand that, hey, you know what? I'm an educator, and those wee ones that are with me, they're sponges and they're going to learn what I'm putting into the space and into that classroom. So yeah, maybe one day they'll all see us as that professional, that teacher. And I was actually on a town hall meeting last night, and the question was asked, like a similar question, what's lacking, what's missing? And I think the biggest thing that's missing is that government needs to continue to help promote us
Yeah.
as early childhood educators and see that we are valuable to society and we're not just daycare teachers. We're early learning educators.
Yes, I like that. That's true.
So, can I ask both of you a question?
Sure, yeah.
What does it mean to you to be an early childhood educator?
Oh, to me, to be an early child educator is to care for another child as I would if I had my own, and to help them navigate the world at a young age.
Right.
But also letting them have that curiosity and that imagination, and not letting them be stuck to like one thought. If that makes sense.
I agree, yeah. I think to me, being an ECE, learning that the 5 first years of someone's life is the most vital is very important. That we take what we learn from class and bring it into classrooms, not only just the teaching aspect of it, but also the community aspect of it and family, to make them feel comfortable while they're learning. And also when I learned about learning through play, at first it was like, I don't understand how someone can learn through play.
Yeah, like what?
But the more we learned about it and the more we ourselves were learning through play,
Exactly.
to see through their eyes made me notice that it is very vital for a child to be learning with comfort and family around and making everybody feel okay with that.
I think if there's one thing I could say to you as being young early childhood educators is to always hold your head high and be proud of who you are and what you're doing, because I've been proud of you all since I've met you in the classroom and seeing what you're capable of. But being able to ask questions, being curious, being capable, being confident. Does that remind you of anything?
The 3 C's?
Nova Scotia Curriculum Framework.
Yup.
Bow, bow, bow.
Yay!
Yes.
Okay, so that was the end of our assignment, and thank you so much, Miss Trina, for your time and teaching us these little lessons through your answers.
Yep. We appreciate it
Thank you.
a lot.
And we're excited to see you next Friday. Okay.